Hello everyone, I'm home. I'm sorry I haven't been on here for a couple of weeks, but we had an unfortunate incident happen in our family, and it was about 2 weeks ago, and it led to the passing of a loved one. And I've just been trying to decide what kind of video I could make for you guys when I came back, and I didn't feel like doing all my thrifting and decorating and all that. So I went to the grocery store the other morning in the fog to pick up food and come home and clean and cook because I knew most likely everyone would end up at our house, and they did. And I got to thinking about food and how it's always been a tradition to take food to people when someone passes. And you think, why would food matter? No one feels like eating. But I stood back and watched my family and friends at our house enjoying food and fellowship and reminiscing about their loved one and sharing memories. And it really does pull people together. So I've discovered that great loss brings great blessings in the fact that if you're lucky enough to have a loving family that can come together and do that, and I certainly do, and my husband is really appreciative of it too. So that's what I decided to talk about today. And then I decided we had to get out, so we got out in the fog, and the fog and the cold is still here, but it has warmed up a little bit. And we hit a couple thrift stores this week, and after Christmas, they're pretty full, and they had a lot of books, and it made me look at this book that I showed you guys in the last video. It's called Whatever Happened to Sin. I hadn't noticed that's what that book said. I just need to look at my books now. I don't know what that meant. I just buy them for their color. And then we saw this pretty mid-century modern, big, chunky, heavy brown lamp. It was made of wood, and this glass one. And they're vintage, and they were priced so cheap. And I thought about getting the one and changing the lampshade for my sons. One of them might have liked it for their apartment. But then I came to my senses and realized, no, they would not like that. And then I took a picture of these chairs because my aunt and uncle had 4 of these chairs in their kitchen, and they were 70s. And then they had these beautiful peacock-colored glassware pieces, which don't really go with my style, but they were pretty. And then they had a lot of dishes with these roses were really pretty, but of course I don't need dishes. And then in the free bin, they had all these super mags, and it reminded me of, they're from the 70s. I used to save my babysitting money to buy Tiger Beat magazine and to read about these people, and David Cassidy was one of my favorites, and of course this has got Sean Cassidy on it. But it kind of sent me down a rabbit hole thinking about the magazines that I used to read. Here's some dollhouse pictures in one of them. And thinking about all the things we used to use, like Prel shampoo. My mom bought Prel all the time, and it was always in I think a glass bottle, if I'm right. You guys correct me if I'm not. But we went into Meijer the other day, and they have Prel still, and it's in a plastic bottle. And then it made me think about, gee, your hair smells terrific, which I used bottles and bottles of that back in the day, and my hair did smell terrific. And then there was Lemon Up shampoo with the lemon plastic cap, and I looked these up online, and you can still buy them, so I'm going to have to get on there and order me some shampoo from the 70s. It really made me feel good thinking about these. And then the mood rings. I had a mood ring all through junior high, and I don't know what happened to it, but I love that thing. Everybody had one. And then lucite flowers. Do you guys remember those? I had a lot of lucite flowers. I don't know where they came from, but I loved them. And then, of course, I saw some more copper mugs. I can't quit seeing those. And they had a whole bunch of these Victorian-looking, very dainty white cups, which I didn't need, but I picked up a few to make some candles. And then I found some old baskets. I wouldn't say they're antique, but they're well on their way. They're pretty old, and I love my old baskets, and they were $1 a piece, so I had to have them. And I usually don't buy candlesticks, but I needed some heavy candlesticks to put outside this summer, and these were 50 cents, so they fit the bill. And then I've been seeing these cobalt blue lotus, sometimes they call them tulip shaped, heavy candle holders in antique stores for years, and I've always loved them, and I won't pay the price. I went in the thrift store the other day, and I found 2 for 99 cents a piece. I about flipped. My husband and I sit outside in the summer and have dinner on the patio or in the garden. I have a couple tables out there, and I change the tablescape a lot, and I use my blue and white dishes a lot. And these are heavy, and I won't have to worry about them tipping over and blowing over in the wind. And of course I'll bring them in, but I was so tickled to get them. They go with all my blue dishes, and I just can't wait to do the first tablescape's going to be blue. And for 99 cents a piece, I found the first one, and then the second one was in the next aisle. I couldn't believe it. And my friend Sherry and I, we pick up Scrabble games whenever we're out thrifting or yard selling, because you can take the little tiles and make all kinds of neat little sayings all around, and you can make ornaments with them, and they look good on decorations. And I just keep them in a big bowl in my china cabinet. And you can keep the little trays that the words go into, and then you can glue them. And all the tiles are different because they come from different games all through the years, and they're different colors and different sizes, and they're pretty unique. Then I just took my little tree in the living room that had my 50s ornaments on it, and I decorated it with all these. I found these little cupids and hearts at a thrift store, and it looks really pretty. And this is the little hearts that I made. I showed you in my last video. Some of my little salt glazed miniature ornaments and wooden bowls made their way across the country to a lady who decorates with those kinds of things. I was tickled about that. I want to share Teresa Elling's Peaceful Home YouTube channel. I just discovered her channel this week, and I've been binge watching her channel because it's so good. She likes all the same things I do, and you'll love her. She's an organizer, decorator, thrifter, and she's wonderful. So I would like for you guys to go over there and check out her channel, The Peaceful Home. I really think you'll like the things that she's showing us. I learned a lot from her just today. And then, of course, in my kitchen, I have this little pumpkin from fall that won't die. And I've been enjoying my little nature tree with the cold weather outside. And I just want to encourage you all to love your family and friends. Just hug them tight.